Good evening, Hamlin County. Today is April 1st, 2020. As always, you may contact Kelly Smith if you have specific questions or concerns that you want the task force to answer. In today's broadcast, we will focus on one single topic which can be a serious issue for our community if left untreated. Nearly 25% of our nation will have some type of mental illness sometime in their life. About 28% of our nation's workforce have stated that they are so frustrated at work they could verbally scream out their anger every day. Over 14% of the nation's workforce stated they would physically hurt someone at work if they could evade prosecution. Approximately 27% of our nation have stated that they have no personal friend in their lives when things are difficult. Even during the best of times, we struggle with a number of challenging mental issues. Add into this mix the threat of the coronavirus, the loss of employment, social isolation, and confinement in homes will only add to these issues. Many on the task force are concerned not only about the physical well-being of our community, but also about our mental wellness. The current situation has created virtually every element that can contribute to anxiety, fear, frustration, and depression. We all need to be focused on the holistic well-being of our family, friends, and ourselves. Failure to effectively address the mental and social aspects of our life during these challenging times can be detrimental to all. The CDC has issued the following statements concerning maintaining a positive mental state. Fear and anxiety about a disease can be overwhelming and can cause strong emotions in adults and children. Coping with stress will make you, the people you care about, and your community stronger. Everyone reacts differently to stressful situations. How you respond to the outbreak can depend on your background, the things that make you different from other people, and the community in which you live. People who may respond more strongly to the stress of a crisis include the following: older people and people with chronic diseases who are at a higher risk for COVID-19. Children and teens, people who are helping with the response to COVID-19 like doctors and other healthcare providers or first responders. People who have mental health conditions including problems with substance abuse. If you or someone you care about are feeling overwhelmed with emotions like sadness, depression, or anxiety, or feel like you want to harm yourself or others, contact one of the helplines listed at the end of this broadcast or call 911 if this is an immediate emergency. Stress during an infectious disease outbreak can include some of the following signs: fears and worries about your own health and the health of your loved ones. You will often see changes in sleep or eating patterns, and you may also have difficulty sleeping or concentrating on specific issues. There also may be worsening of chronic health problems. You may see an increased use of alcohol, tobacco, or other drugs. People with pre-existing mental health conditions should continue with their treatments if possible, and be aware of new or worsening symptoms. Additional information can be found at the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration website, which is listed at the end of this broadcast. Taking care of yourself, your friends, and your families can help you cope with stress. Helping others cope with their stress can also make your community and our community stronger. You may want to consider doing the following if you're beginning to experience stress, anxiety, or depression. Take some breaks from watching, reading, or listening to news stories, including social media. Hearing about the pandemic repeatedly can be upsetting and can create problems for you. Take care of your body. Take deep breaths, stretch, or meditate when possible. Try to eat healthy, well-balanced meals. Exercise regularly, get plenty of sleep, and avoid alcohol and drugs. Take some time to unwind. Try to do some other activities you enjoy. Connect with others through social media, your phone, email, or actually write them a letter. Talk with people you trust about your concerns and let them know how you're feeling. Call your healthcare provider if stress gets in the way of your daily activities for several days in a row. It is important for parents and guardians to realize that children and teens may react differently. On what they see from adults around them will also create their own situations. When parents and caregivers deal with COVID-19 calmly and confidently, they can provide the best support for their children. Parents can be more reassuring to others around them, especially children, if they are better prepared and informed. Not all children and teens respond to stress in the same way. However, some common changes to watch for include the following: excessive crying or irritation in younger children, returning to behaviors they've outgrown for a long period of time, such as bedwetting, excessive worry or sadness, unhealthy eating or sleeping habits, irritability and acting out, especially in small children and teens, poor school performance or avoiding school work at all, difficulty with attention and concentration, avoidance of activities enjoyed in the past, unexplained headaches or body pain, and an increased use of alcohol, tobacco, or other drugs. Parents may find it helpful to do the following things to support your child during these difficult times. Take time to talk with your child or teens about the COVID-19 outbreak. Answer questions, share facts about the virus in a way that your child or teen can understand. Reassure your children that they are safe. Let them know that it's okay to feel upset. Share with them how you deal with your own stress so they can learn how to cope from you. Limit your family's exposure to news coverage about the event, including social media. Children may often misinterpret what they hear and can be frightened about something they don't truly understand. Try to keep up with regular routines. If schools are closed, create a schedule for learning activities that can be both relaxing and then make sure that you add some fun activities in there also. Be a role model. Take breaks, get plenty of sleep, exercise, and eat well. Connect with your family and friends often. It is not only the children who may react negatively to the virus. Those healthcare providers, first responders, and law enforcement responding to the virus can also experience this emotional toll. There are things that you can reduce to reduce secondary traumatic stress. Acknowledging that this stress can impact anyone, helping families after a traumatic event, including constant care for those with the virus, will help. Learn the symptoms, including physical fatigue and illness, and mental fear and withdrawal and guilt, which are associated with poor mental health. Allow time for you and your family to recover from responding to the pandemic. Don't always focus on work-related projects. Create a menu of personal self-care activities that you enjoy, such as spending time with family and friends, exercising, or simply reading a book. Take a break from the media coverage of the virus. Ask for help if you feel overwhelmed or concerned that the virus is affecting your ability to care for your family and patients as you did before the outbreak. It also appears that people who have been released from quarantine can also experience some difficulty assimilating back into the community. Being separated from others because you may have been exposed to the virus can be stressful, even though you may not have become sick. Everyone feels differently after coming out of the quarantine, but some may experience the following: a wide range of mixed emotions after the quarantine, fear and worry about your own health and the health of your loved ones, stress from the experience of monitoring yourself or being monitored by others for signs and symptoms of the virus, sadness, anger, or frustration because friends or loved ones have unfounded fears of contracting the disease from contact with you, even though you've been determined not to be contagious. Guilt about not being able to perform normal work or parenting duties during the quarantine. Other emotional or mental health changes can also be present, so watch out for those. It is often difficult to determine how an individual will respond to high stress and social isolation. All of us need to understand that we and those around us can easily become frustrated, anxious, and depressed. It is our responsibility to take care of ourselves and those around us. Reach out to those you know who may be most vulnerable to the potential mental dangers of this virus. Provide comfort, assistance, and simply take the time to talk with those who are struggling with their current condition. Conduct a daily well check on our senior citizens, those who have lost their jobs, those single parents attempting to raise children on their own, or someone under considerable stress right now due to a leadership responsibility during this time. All of these individuals can experience a great amount of stress. One of my favorite poems originated from the attempts by the Nazis to eradicate what they considered to be worthless human beings. Part of this poem reads, "First, they came for the socialist, and I did not speak out, because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionist, and I did not speak out, because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out, because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me." We have listed additional websites and helplines to assist you if you are struggling with anxiety, frustration, or depression during this time. We shouldn't just focus on our own self and think our community will thrive during this time. The Stone Age didn't end because men ran out of rocks. People learned to do things better, and they used their collective intelligence and energy to move our civilization forward. Let us be committed to taking care of our community so that others can be strong. In this way, there will be others to support us when we need their help. We need to make sure that we take care of everyone so that when we are struggling, when we are down, when we are trodden, those that we have helped in the past will be there to help us. Thank you for your attention to this broadcast, and we wish you well. Stay healthy.